Hello, my name is Casey Carbone. I am the IT communications facilitator here at the Hudson River Presbytery, and I'm going to walk you through a setup of OBS using a pre-formatted template and the corresponding assets that I'm providing for you, free to use. And these assets and the pre-formatted template can be found in the Google Drive link description of this video. So be sure to check that out, because if you want a pre-formatted template and some assets to go along with it, you're going to want to download those. So first, in case you're not familiar, we are using a program called OBS, which is free to use. It's what my church currently uses to live stream services on Sunday morning. And the great thing about this tool is that it lets you do some higher quote unquote production value elements for your worship. But when you open it up, you see that it does look a little intimidating at first, but we're going to fix that for you today. So first, when you download OBS and you open this up, you'll see that there's nothing here. So first, we're going to download the assets by clicking the Google Drive link. And you should see it brings you to the folder, which we could just download all these, which I've done already. So you're going to want to download the countdown folder, sorry. And you're going to want to download this file here, which is church underscore live underscore stream. So once we've downloaded those, we're going to go to scene collection here on this top menu here. We're going to click scene selection, and then we're going to click import. We're going to click then on this pop-up menu add, and we're going to navigate to our desktop, and we're going to highlight the church live stream document and click open. Now once we click open, the next thing we just have to hit is the import button, which is right next to add. Now, once we import this scene, we should be able to go back up to scene collection. And we'll see now that church underscore live underscore stream is there. So now we can click on it. Now you see that it's loaded in because I have the assets and everything on my computer already. And there's placeholder text here, which you can type in whatever you would like. For example, welcome to here, and then your church name. And I've included some elements for YouTube, Facebook, and your website if you would like to do that, including some background images as well. One of the important things to note now, though, that we've imported this scene is that for most people who download this, you won't really see anything. It'll look like this. And that's just because of the way OBS is set up, that it's pulling all these images from a certain place on your computer. So we just need to fix that once you've downloaded the files. For example, let's say the YouTube icon is blocked out. We can fix that by double clicking the YouTube picture icon here under sources, and it'll bring up this item called properties for YouTube. And you'll see that it's trying to pull the image from a file. We're just going to click browse. And then if you keep the folder OBS assets on your desktop, you'll see that you can pull then the YouTube image and it'll appear here. So you would just have to do this for everything you would like to include, including the timer and the background. The text should still appear on your screen, because those are native to OBS. But anything that's picture related, you may have to go back through, for example, click the Facebook button icon and just do it for each of those. Now you'll notice in this format of OBS that there are some different audio sources that we can pull from also. Right now you see there's a little green bar on the bottom of the screen that's moving. That is for my microphone, so you're hearing me talk. You can also hook this up to a soundboard if you are using your computer to live stream as well, and not using just the built-in laptop microphone. You could hook this up to your soundboard, which then you can control the sound levels from there. As well, you see desktop audio is listed as a source as well. So that is a potential tool for you using your live streaming, because let's say you have a virtual lector that you would like to show on something like a Google slide or PowerPoint slide, that then their audio can be heard through the desktop audio source. There are tons of great tutorials out there about OBS. If you just go to YouTube and search what you are trying to do, more than likely there is a video out there. So this is really not a true tutorial of OBS, but this is showing you how to import and set up everything that I've provided for you in this pre-formatted template and OBS assets, such as these pictures and the timer here on the screen. Some other things to note about this OBS template that I provided is that I've made some various sources or scenes for you, I should say, such as video only, meaning that you can select here your video camera. If you double click, you can select what kind of camera you would like to use. Right now, my office is messy, so I don't want to show you that. But from the drop down menu, you can select what kind of camera you're using, and that'll be the main video source. And you can see here by the red boundaries that the video will take up the large portion of the screen. In addition, you can select slides only under the scenes column here on the right hand side, which will allow you to pull up any slides you have, for example, that are on a secondary monitor or another source that you may have on your computer. So this allows you to cut to something like a full screen passage of scripture, anything like that. And then lastly, apologies for the infinity mirror effect, but there is then the option to do slides and video. Sometimes at my church, we like to have the scripture reading or the call to worship, for example, up on screen, but also have a video portion of that as well. So you can have both up on the screen at the same time. And you can see that you can just alternate between each scene that you're trying to do. So for example, a hypothetical situation for this is that you're starting worship, you count down. Once it reaches 0, you could cut to a video of the prelude or the introit. You could go then to video and slides if you wanted to do a call to worship, slides if you are doing something that is primarily focused on a reading, or let's say you have a visual, and you can see then you can alternate between all of these. And that there is a slight transition effect just to make it a little smoother, so it's not just a full stop and switch. These are tools that, again, are free and accessible to you and your ministry as a way to add a little more polish to your service. I should say that if you are a member of the Hudson River Presbytery and would be interested in using a tool like this, but would like to have a little more hands-on training, that you could please reach out to me at casey@hudrivpres.org. And because of the gift of Zoom, I'd be able to help walk you through and set it up remotely on your church's streaming computer. The last tool that I would want to highlight for OBS, which is not really related to how you set up the rest of the assets that I provided, is that Zoom has this button here you see in the lower right-hand corner, virtual webcam, start virtual webcam. If you click that, it means that everything you see here on the screen is part of a virtual camera. So let's say you are using Zoom primarily for worship. If you go to the video camera icon on Zoom and you know how there's the little arrow next to it, you can select what camera you want. OBS will be an option then for that. So that means if you're worshiping in your sanctuary where most of your worship leaders are, you can pull all this up still, and you can still have video, slides, and whatnot, but they appear as one of the video cameras on Zoom. So for example, you can leave it in speaker view or pin that video instead of cutting back and forth between a screen share. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So I hope that you take advantage of these free tools. And again, that if you would like to learn more, you can contact me at casey@hudwaveprez.org, and I'd be happy to walk you through it. I have some recommendations of churches that I've worked with already who are using this tool, and it would be a great way to increase your or add a little more polish, as I said before, to your worship service. So thank you very much. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.